Let's get it going. There we go. 513-717-KING. 513-717-5464. 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm with you probably till about 5 o'clock. Probably till about 5 o'clock. Come on in. If this is your first time, welcome. Welcome. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with me. Got a few things, of course, I want to discuss. But first, if this is your first time, you don't know. The way that we normally do this, the way that I normally do this is we come in and we say, "Hi, Emmanuel," or "Good afternoon, Your Highness," or "What's up, King," or, some sort of acknowledgement of my royaltosity. Yeah, it's a word. Look it up. Well, don't look it up. Just take my word for it. That's more important. There's some sort of acknowledgement of the regal nature of who I am. And you tell me where you checking us out from. So you'd say, "Good afternoon, Your Highness. Checking you out from Westchester. Good afternoon, King, from Hamilton." Whatever. "Good afternoon, Sire, from, Oakland." Whatever. And then I see them and I speak back to you. It's like we connect. We connect that way. I can feel the connection. I hope you can feel the connection. What up? What up? SOT. Miss Pittsburgh says good afternoon to everyone. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. Anthony says afternoon, fam. Afternoon, sir. Janice, one of my biggest haters. Good afternoon, Janice. She says hi. Oh, if this is your first time joining, she's not really a hater. I just say that because, I'm difficult. Actually, don't tell her, but actually I like her a lot. But, if you tell certain people, that'll go to their head and they think they special and, all that kind of stuff. Erica, good afternoon. She checking us out from Reading. We got Sean Nutter, checking us out from Atlanta. All right, Teresa. See, she know how to do it. Teresa. I'm sorry, Tria. She know how to do it. Hey there, King. Checking in from Columbia Township. And then the first one who did it right, like the whole form, the acknowledgement, the place, everything right. And then I botched the name. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll just start calling you Teresa then. Probably not. Dwayne Larkin, good afternoon. He's from Mount Airy. Angela Rutland, she says hi there. Hi. I hope you're having a great day. Deborah Simmons, good afternoon, everyone. And good afternoon, Deborah. Anthony says, I got $30 in the bank and don't need no one's approval. We'll see about that. Andrea says, good afternoon from Gulf Manor in the house. Yeah, I used to live in Gulf Manor. I went to Aiken when I lived in Gulf Manor my senior year of high school because we moved to Gulf Manor. Or I moved to Gulf Manor. I moved in with my dad for my last year of high school. So I had to get a special transfer to go to Aiken. And they were like, well, why don't you just go to Woodward? And I was like, what is wrong with y'all? Do y'all have a mental problem? Why would I go to Woodward? I went to Aiken, 9th, 10th, 11th grade. Why would I transfer to Woodward in the 12th? That just wouldn't sit right with my spirit. So no. So I had to jump through some hoops, get a special transfer, and then get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, because maybe not 4, maybe around 5. Because I had to walk from, what was that street? Where all the little, I guess at the time they were nice townhomes or condos or whatever they are. Ridge Acres. I had to walk from there down to the Cincinnati Gardens. It's not that long of a walk, except for at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's a long walk at 5 o'clock in the morning. No matter what the weather is, be it cold or hot, it's always dark. Somebody tried to kidnap me. I'm not kidding. I'm not making that part up. Somebody tried to kidnap me once. I had to run. Run hard, run fast. I had to catch the bus downtown, then catch the bus up to Aiken, and then do the same thing. It don't seem like that big of a deal. It's 2 buses, but it was a big deal. Had to deal with the Purcell Marion people. I'm still traumatized from it. The Purcell Marion people, that is. Brent says, good afternoon, King of Talk. And he's checking in from Dallas, Texas. All right. Regina, good afternoon, Regina. Good afternoon. Brenda says, hello, everyone from Fairfield. Dina says, good afternoon, Your Highness. Good afternoon. Mike says, good afternoon, King, from Trenton, Ohio. Oh, Trenton in the house. Robert Willis, you sleeping, Robert Willis? You sleeping. You're normally the first person in. I did start really late, so I understand. Maria says, good S. Not 100% sure what that means, but good S to you too. Phyllis in the house. Terry in the house. Maria says, good afternoon. Black Russian, good afternoon. From BH. I'm not sure what BH is. Beverly Hills. That Janelle Monáe video was crazy. Yeah. Diane says, good afternoon from Gulf Manor. All right. Thank you, Tria, for the forgiveness. You're right, Janice. You did. You said it. But those are standing requirements. Like, I shouldn't have to repeat it to the people who come back, every week. I was going to say every day. I'm not even on here every day. So, yes, Ridge Acres. Terry, good afternoon, downtown. Black Russian, say that's my old street. Diane says, somebody wanted your booty, nasty person. Oh, I'm not sure what that means. Sean say, leave us alone, King. Lisa Johnson Wells. Hello, Lisa. I hope you're having a great day. Lonzo says, good afternoon. Black Russian says, you could have took the 56 back then. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So is this gonna be no, we're not talking about Janelle Monáe today. I think we got it all out. Daryl says, good afternoon. Blade says, who are you? It's a ridiculous question, Blade. Ron in the house, he says, hey, Emanuel. Hey, Ron. Let me see. Did I kind of get to everybody? Nat says, good afternoon. Checking in from Madville. All right. Janice wants to know, how come people don't come to your afternoon experiment page? I don't know. I really am. I'm going to have to take a break from personal page for about a month and kind of force everybody over there. That's what is going to have to happen. Myosha says, hello, everyone. Checking from Avondale. All right. Tria says, Emanuel, you have Mr. Ware's followers ready to fight you. And I didn't do anything. I don't even do anything. I don't know what is wrong with those people. Lincoln Ware is so far down their throat that they can't take any sort of even fun, good-natured criticism. It's crazy. Nikki says, howdy, folks. David, good afternoon. Good afternoon, David. And all right, let me go ahead and get to it because I do want to talk a little bit about this daggone Ja Morant thing. I want to talk a little bit about this Ja Morant thing. What's wrong with what Ja Morant is doing? Somebody help me understand. I'm hearing everybody be like super critical of Ja Morant. Super critical of Ja Morant. Oh, hold on. Before I keep it going, let me get the the call stuff up in case I get a phone call. Go here. Get that up there. Come on. Open up. My internet's running a little slower than it normally is. I might have to unplug it and plug it back in or something. All right, there we go. Why is everybody getting on Ja? Look. There be a person or two who don't. Ja Morant, he's a young man. He plays in the NBA for the Memphis Grizzlies. He's a good basketball player. He's very athletic, a little cocky, and that's that. He apparently hangs with a crowd, and they like guns. Everybody's, they trying to be thugs, and they trying to be this, and they trying to be that. I'm not in his head. I don't know what they trying to be. But apparently, he likes guns. And periodically, what they had him at was that at a club in Denver? And he flashed a gun. And the people in the NBA didn't like it. They didn't like it. He was suspended. And, he kind of bowed down to the pressure. He apologized, said he was getting some counseling. You don't need counseling to not carry a gun and show it. You don't need counseling for that. That was just him trying to play to those people. He was giving them what they wanted. They wanted him to seem, like he learned a lesson. And so he was giving them what they wanted. Ooh, I learned a lesson. I need some counseling. I don't know how to deal with all of this pressure. Let me tell you. Okay, hold on. And then so on either Saturday or Sunday, I don't remember which, he was with his friend. His friend, I guess, was on a live stream. I think it was Instagram. I'm not 100% sure. And Ja Morant was in the car with his friend. And again, he showed his gun. I think they were kind of, bopping to some music. And he shows his gun. You know how they do. I can't do it like they do it because I just can't. Whatever. So he does this little thing. And then now he's suspended again from all team activities. And everybody, especially black people, but everybody, oh, he's so dumb. Oh, he's so this. Oh, he's trying to be a gangster. Oh, he's trying to be it. Oh, he's trying to do it. Oh, he shouldn't do this. He shouldn't do that. And he a fool, and he this, and he that. I got no problem with Ja Morant having a gun. I got no problem with Ja Morant holding his gun in front of his friends. I got no problem with Ja Morant when his friend is on a live stream showing his friend his gun. I don't have a problem with that. There's no law against a guy who plays in the NBA having a gun. It's not against the law, y'all. There's no law against a guy who plays in the NBA showing his gun. It's not against the law. And this part y'all I'm pretty sure there's no rule in the NBA against an NBA player taking a video of themselves with a gun. That's not even against the NBA's rules. So what is he in trouble for? What is he in trouble for? I seriously doubt. And see, here come the people. I asked a question yesterday because I'm going to deal with this slave mentality, because that's what it is. I'm going to deal with this slave mentality that if you're a grown-ass man or a grown-ass woman and you work for another grown-ass man or woman or entity, that they dictate what you do in your life, in your private time. You fucking slave. They don't dictate what that man do in his life and in his private time. Again, there's no NBA rule against it. None. He didn't violate his contract, and he didn't violate an NBA rule. Now, some of y'all don't believe me. Some of y'all don't believe me. Y'all saying stuff like, there are definitely rules against it. That's why they're able to suspend him. What is the rule against an NBA player with a gun? What's the rule? You search the NBA, search the contract. You tell me what the rule is. Nikki says, not against the law, but what if his contract says don't do it? Let me get Fame in here. I feel like I'm about to have to argue with this guy. Fame!
Hi, buddy.
Fame, how you doing?
I'm outstanding. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
I know the show has just started, just came on and whatnot, but I got to stop you now before you continue to make a fool of yourself.
Oh, please do.
Which
I don't want to make a fool of myself.
Which you don't do often. I'll give you that much. But on this one, you're way wrong.
All right.
Because one, he did break a rule.
What's the rule?
Because somehow he got a gun. Somehow he got a gun in Denver.
Hold
NBA rules: you're not allowed to have a gun on a plane. So how did he get a gun from Memphis to Denver?
Hold on. Let me answer. Number one, just like you don't know, I don't know how he got it. So you know with 100% certainty that he had it on a plane. You're saying it is literally physically impossible for him to either have gotten it once he was there or for someone to have given it to him while he was there. You're telling me that is physically impossible.
On to illegal guns.
Hold on.
Because you can't have a gun in a strip club either.
Wait. You asked me a question, I answered it. I'm asking you a question. Are you telling me that it is physically impossible for someone to have given him that gun?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure if it's impossible?
I don't know. It could have had his hand broken. I don't know. I don't know what his hand was like.
I'm asking about, is it possible?
I don't know what is possible with him and his gunplay.
Look, if you don't want to be honest, I'm gonna have to end the call. You know whether or not it's possible.
I'm sorry that I'm not answering the question that you in the way you want me to answer, sir.
I'm asking a simple question.
I'm giving you my honest assessment
and
to your question.
Okay, so wait, let me just clarify. Your honest assessment is you are not sure if it's even possible that someone gave him that gun in Denver. You don't know, that's even possible.
I don't know how many undesirables he knows.
I didn't ask that. I asked, is it possible?
Possible for what? For him to have gotten a gun illegally?
For someone to have given him a gun while he was in Denver. Is that possible?
Okay, to free up the argument, yes, okay.
Okay. That wasn't hard. These ain't trick questions.
Yeah, it was.
These ainain't trick questions.
Yeah,
it was a simple
question.
Because
you asked me to put, I don't know him like that.
You don't have to know him to know if something is possible.
Well, it is possible because he's a complete asshole.
That I asked, was it possible?
It's not one thing. It's not one thing in particular. It's the entirety of all of them.
Hold on, but you were just you didn't answer another simple question: is what rule? And I'm speaking about this last incident. He's in a car with his friend. He shows a gun. What rule NBA rule does that violate?
Oh, I don't know. But the fact remains is that as a role model of children, what you become when you become a sports star, whether you like to or not,
That's
you
parents'
become a role
fault.
model that's undesirable behavior.
Hold on. What's
Just
undesirable
riding around,
behavior?
just riding around in a gun, you and your homie with a gun.
Wait, hold on.
Haven't you watched Pulp Fiction?
Wait a minute. I want to make sure I understand the point that you're making so that I can adequately, review it in my mind and either agree or disagree. So you're saying it is inappropriate for an adult to have a gun in a car. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, just for the sake of having it and just showing it off. Yes, it's undesirable for children to see that.
Okay.
It's unsafe. You're riding a gun. You're riding a car. We don't know if it's loaded or not, but regardless, it's unsafe.
It's not. If it's not loaded, how is it unsafe?
It's just not. I said we don't know if it's safe. We don't know if it's loaded or not.
Right. So if it isn't, how is it unsafe?
Because we don't know if it's loaded.
So you don't know
that it's loaded because you have a gun up there.
So in other words, you're making a whole lot of assumptions.
Yeah, I'm not making no assumptions. I think it's clear that he's an asshole.
That's your opinion.
His dad out here doing Twins Day with Usher, like it's Kings Island Day.
You got to
They doing Usher. They doing that type of crap. Just because you have both parents in the home, don't mean that either or both parents aren't toxic.
Okay.
This guy's a jerk off.
You got to right to that opinion.
He just told us 2 months ago that I ain't got no problem. I want to do better and blah blah blah. Then he goes off and does this.
But does what?
Goes out riding around in the countryside or wherever the hell they at with a gun.
Okay. So you
blasting boy, NBA young boy.
So you believe that should be illegal then?
No, I just believe John Morant's an asshole, an unrelenting asshole. That's what I believe.
You have a right to that opinion. I'm not here to change your mind about whether or not you think the guy is an asshole. You think he's an asshole.
Yeah, and I'm not here to change your mind about what's legal and what's legal. I'm here to let you know that it's unacceptable to do.
It's unacceptable to you.
Athlete.
It's unacceptable to you.
It's not acceptable for pro athletes to behave like that because they are supposed to
behave like what? To have a gun?
Because they are irresponsibly.
It's irresponsible for a professional athlete to have a gun.
Yeah, just riding around with it, just hold it up in the air. Yeah, it's very irresponsible.
Okay. All right. I don't agree with
Emanuel,
you, but you got a right to your opinion.
I know you don't agree with me. You never agree. That's the reason I call.
I agree. You've said things that I've agreed with from time to time. From time to time, you come to your senses and you may say something that makes some sense. And when you do, I agree with it.
And on this you're the one who needs to come to your senses. That's all. Emanuel,
okay. You didn't.
The
only thing that you've said is that you believe he's an asshole, and I'm guessing because you think he's an asshole, he should be suspended from the NBA. And you believe that adults who have a right to own firearms should not be allowed to have them in a car. And because he's an adult who owns a firearm and he had it in a car, he should be suspended from the NBA.
Yeah, because he works for a private industry, some of his rights become immediately circumcised. And the right to be an asshole, the right to be an unrelenting asshole gets circumcised.
Well, but there are still checks and balances on that.
When you work for a private industry.
There are still checks and balances on that.
And one of them is don't be riding in the countryside with a gun after just 2 months ago you told us that ain't me, that ain't really my game.
He didn't tell the truth. He was lying. He was saying whatever he thought people wanted to hear.
Exactly.
That's
and
clear.
Now we find out that he says whatever people want, he thinks people want to hear, which shows him to be and proves him to be guess what? Unrelenting asshole. Emanuel Livingston. It's been real.
You believe he's an asshole.
Fun. And we're going to do this again someday soon, B. Be well.
Oh! I couldn't get to the button fast enough to cut him out. Wyatt says it's in the NBA Players Union that players are not permitted to carry guns. That's not true. That's not true. The NBA can't tell a player you're not permitted to carry a gun. That's just not true. You might want to explore what's in the NBA contract that says that they're not allowed to carry guns. Number one, that would be exceptionally vague. That would be exceptionally vague. And number two, it's just not true. It's just not true. There may be rules against them carrying guns, during particular events or something like that. There might be rules against that. But the NBA and the NBA Players Association, no one's going to come up with a rule to tell any American that as a condition of your employment, even in your private life, you're not allowed to have a gun. No one's going to create that rule. That's just not true. Now look it up. You might not believe me, but look it up. Just not true. And the players union would not sign off on that. How they gonna protect their homes if they not allowed to carry a gun? Some of it's just reason and logic. Section 9, Article 6 explicitly prohibits players possessing a firearm of any kind in numerous situations. Not in all situations. Not in all situations. So don't put it out there like, oh, they just not allowed to have firearms. That's not true. Again, I'm sure there are some situations where they're not. But there is no rule in the NBA Section 9, 10, 12, 52, or any that says that they're not allowed to have guns. It doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. They are not supposed to have them at team events nor the facilities. On Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember which day it was, he wasn't at a team event or facility. He wasn't. So that's the incident that we're talking about. We're not talking about what happened before. We're talking about this last incident that all of this fake outrage is over. He wasn't at an NBA facility. He wasn't at an NBA event. I saw what you put up there. And they can punish him for anything that they want to punish him for as long as they feel like they can get away with it. But there is no rule against an NBA player, just a blanket rule. Are you an NBA? Well, you're not allowed to ever carry a gun again till you retire. That wouldn't be a rule. That's not even reasonable. It's not even reasonable. Lonzo says they can't have guns on NBA grounds, which he wasn't on. Andrew says, was he at either of those places at the time? No, he wasn't. Calm down, E-Man. Your hairline looks like it's about to detach itself from the middle of your head and walk away. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So here's what y'all saying. And I think this is very important. Y'all saying, because this young black man had a gun. To y'all knowledge, even though y'all might act like Fame and pretend like y'all don't know some of this stuff. He didn't even know if it was possible for someone to give the young man a gun. He didn't know if it was possible. Sounds like we can't have a conversation if you're just going to be intellectually dishonest. Sometimes that's why I ask those type of questions. Questions that everybody with common sense know the answer to. Is this possible? Well, the only answer is yes. But when you won't say yes to then I know we're being intellectually dishonest in this conversation. So, there's really no need for us to get really into it because you're not going to be honest. Sometimes those are just filler, questions to fill you out. You going to be honest? Let me ask this really simple question. Is this possible? Oh, no, I don't think it's possible. You don't think it's possible. Not probable. Not likely. Just possible. Well, I don't know if it's possible. You don't want to be honest. We're not having a real conversation at this point. But here's the deal. The man had a gun. To your knowledge, was he threatening somebody with the gun? Was he threatening somebody with the gun? To your knowledge. What I saw, it didn't look like he was threatening anybody. Did he put anybody's life in danger with the gun? To your knowledge. No, what I saw, it didn't look like nobody's life was in danger. It didn't look like he was breaking a law. So he wasn't breaking the law. He wasn't threatening anybody. Nobody's life seemed to be in danger. So what's the big deal here? What's the big deal here? See, I think a part of what the big deal is I think there's some classism involved and some racism involved. And then just some politicizing of a thing involved. That's what I think. Now, for all y'all saying, oh, he's stupid for doing it. Oh, he's stupid for doing it. Again, you got a right to your opinion. But why is he stupid for doing it? In your head, why is he stupid for doing it? Because he could lose some money. Because, they could suspend him and then he loses money and he loses endorsements, which means he loses money. So you think he's stupid because of the money situation. Which is why I asked the question yesterday. How much money do you need in the bank before you come to the conclusion that I'm a grown man and I can do what I want to do? And you're not holding some money over my head dictating what I as a grown man do. Maybe, I'm pausing there because I'm saying a word. Maybe, and I'm hopeful that y'all understand what that word means. And let me clarify why I'm using that word. Because I don't know. I haven't talked to him. Maybe some of y'all reached out to him, y'all talked to him and did a deep psychological analysis on him so y'all can tell us exactly what's going through his mind. Maybe the guy, person, woman who counseled him last time is on here listening. And they're going to say, no, this is what's going through his mind. But I would say for probably the overwhelming majority of us, we don't know what was going on in his head, right? So we all just guessing. But maybe he ain't all that worried about the money like that. I looked him up. And Forbes estimated his net worth to be $80 million right now. Forbes estimated his net worth to be $80 million. Maybe he thinking, you know what? I can live off of $80 million. I'm going to do what I want to do. And they can't tell me what to do. Maybe. Oh, that makes him stupid, right? That makes him stupid. You're stupid if you feel like financially you can live comfortably off of what you have, and so you're going to live your life on your terms. Y'all think that make a person stupid. I don't think that. I don't think that. But even more than that, look, there are certain people who can do certain things, other people who can't do those same things. Kind of because of the way they carry themselves. The way they carry themselves. And we don't like the way he carry himself. It makes us feel like this young black man don't appreciate his station in life. That's what it is. Or at least that's what I think it is. It makes us feel like he can't appreciate where he is. And if I was where he is, I would do whatever the league told me to do. If the league said jump, I jump. If the league said duck, I duck. Whatever the league told me to do, if I was in his position, that's what I would do. And I keep hearing this argument. About you know how many people want to get out of their station in life, and then you're trying to act like those people. You're trying to act like scum. What did Shannon Sharp call it? He want to get down in the mud. I think that's what Shannon Sharp called it. So Shannon Sharp views people who have a certain mentality and live in a certain area, has a certain income as mud. Which I know a lot of y'all agree with it. If you poor and you have a gun, you're dirt and mud. I know a lot of y'all agree with that. But let me ask you this. What if he was a straight-laced guy? What if he was a straight-laced, like he didn't have his gun in a car listening to a song. He had his gun in a different environment that's more acceptable for us. What about then? I'm asking this. This is a legit question. I'm asking. Legit question. What do you think? Hold on. Shahara says, now you know that's not what he meant, Emanuel. I disagree 100%. I don't know that's not what he meant. I believe 100% that's what he meant. I believe 100% that's how people view young, poor black people. Dirt, mud, no good. I believe that 100%. Dante.
How you doing, Emanuel?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm good. And I don't think it's the fact that he owns a gun or that, he's not doing what he wants to do, but I'm pretty sure even before the first event happened, he knew that there was a code of conduct that he was signing off on. I don't think it's so much about racism or any of that. I think if there was a white guy doing the same thing, like acting, or playing music or waving a gun or doing whatever, I think they would have consequences as well. But I think the whole point of it is that it makes the NBA brand look bad to kids and everybody else, and that's what they're protecting.
Dante?
They can give a damn about. Yeah.
Okay. Can we honestly explore this?
Yeah. I mean, can I finish, please?
Oh, sure.
I think personally, the NBA couldn't give a hell about John Moran because all they're gonna do is look for the next young superstar. But I think that there is a code of conduct of things that he was sure that he couldn't do. Just like he had incidents before this incident where his friends were shining red beams on. Like, I'm not sure if it was a coach or a referee. His friends got kicked out of the game and they got into a couple fights at the game. While he was playing, his friends got into confrontations at the game and all this stuff. There's a lot of other things that led up to where he is now. But I just think that, man, if you sign off on that, man, you have to either adhere to your contract or leave, man. I mean, why sign a contract if you're not gonna uphold your end of the bargain? because if he didn't get paid, he would raise hell about not getting paid. So hold up your end of the contract as well. You know there's things that you can't do. It's common sense things, man. You know that's not appropriate behavior to be riding around waving a gun or whatever, man. We know that's not appropriate behavior. We know that's not. And he knows it's not. It's not his first time. Sure, go ahead.
You sure? I want you to finish, because when I asked if we could have an honest conversation, you said, let me say what I got to say first. So I'm assuming you was going to say the dishonest part first, and then we were going to have an actual honest dialogue. So let me, okay, so can we have an honest dialogue?
Sure.
All right. So let's explore this. You say, and again, we talking about this last incident. What happened before, that's not what we talking about. We talking about this last incident, all right? In your mind, what did he do wrong?
I think it's a bad look for the NBA. I wouldn't say he did anything wrong per se, because that's his right to do so. As you stated before, and nothing he done was illegal. I think it's just a bad look for the NBA, and the NBA don't like the image that he's portraying. Right. I think that's all it is.
Okay, so let's explore that. What image is he portraying in your mind?
That's not in my mind, because I'm not the NBA. I'm not the one that's going to suspend him and take endorsements away.
Well, no, it is in your. I'm going to tell you why it is in your mind. Here's why it is in your mind. Because you said it was inappropriate. So in your mind, what did he do?
I'm not saying. I'm not saying this. I'm not saying it's inappropriate on my behalf. I'm saying inside of his NBA contract, there's a code of conduct, the things that you can and cannot do.
And what, in your mind, what do you think he violated potentially from that code of conduct?
It's just. I mean, we know the world image. So basically, him riding around and the type of music that he was listening to, it just looks bad because in a lot of people's eyes, that music is bad.
So Dante, so what you're saying is, what was inappropriate potentially, and what violated the code of conduct was the style of music that he was listening to. And we're okay with that.
I think it's. I'm being honest. I think it's the music and the fact of him waving guns, and I think his past played a part in it.
So again, you say you being honest. His music
because he just went through this 2 weeks ago. Is what I'm saying. What I'm saying, Emanuel. Like if it was the first time that happened, cool. But you've just been warned a couple months ago. Look, man. You know what you done. It's a bad look, or however they explained it to him. But to turn around and do the same thing over again.
Well, he didn't do the same thing over again. He didn't do the same thing over again.
I mean, pretty much.
No.
I mean, pretty much. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
One was potentially an illegal situation. Like, you can't be up in a club with a gun.
Well, the club didn't press charges. Nobody pressed charges on it.
Don't matter, but in certain places that could be illegal. They could have one of them signs up there that, with the gun, with the line through it, no guns allowed, blah, blah, blah. So potentially that was illegal. But what he did in this particular case, as you just said, more than likely, and I think I agree with you, more than likely, it's not about, here's a person with a gun on his own time with his friend, not threatening anybody and not violating any laws. That's probably not their issue. Their issue is he listening to that music, and
I agree.
And he got a gun. But you say, but we okay with that? So had he been listening to country music, then maybe this wouldn't even be an issue, right?
No, I mean, I wouldn't say that. I think don't focus so much on the music. I mean, maybe they, I don't know, maybe they came out wrong. What I'm saying,
it came out right.
It's the whole fact of, playing and waving a gun. I think is the issue here.
So
I really
wait a
don't
minute.
think I honestly believe if there was a white guy in the NBA doing the same thing, I think he would be punished also.
Okay, hold on. Let's explore that. So what about the way he handled the gun do you think violated the NBA rules? You think having it pointed up is the violation of the rule? wagging it. That's the violation of the rule.
No, I just think the overall picture is a bad look. Just say for instance, if him, his mom, and his pops had taken a picture as whatever the Congress person did with his family. Now, if they were just say for instance they were taking a picture, showing that they were arming themselves. Mm-hmm. I don't think it would be a problem. I think it just doesn't look right. And it's sad to say. I think it's just a bad image on the NBA.
But what about it? Dante, when it
comes to the NFL and the NBA,
here's what it is, Dante. Here's what it is. You keep saying it, and then you keep backing off of it because saying it don't sound good, but it's probably the truth. It doesn't sound good, but
it's the truth.
But you don't like it. That's why you keep backing off of it. It's not the music, but it's the music. But it's not really the music. I'm sure it wasn't the music. I mean, he can have it, but I'm sure he can't.
I don't see anything wrong. I don't see anything wrong with an adult listening to the type of music he was listening to. He's an adult. All I'm saying is we all know that these brands of the NFL and the NBA and Major League Baseball and everybody else, they have an image to uphold. And that image just doesn't fit what they're trying to portray who they are or what they are.
What is that image? What is that image?
I don't, nice and wholesome and, law-abiding, I guess. I don't know what it is. But we know what something just doesn't look right. I mean, you can say to yourself, like, man, that wasn't a good look.
You don't want to be honest about it, Dante.
It's really not a good look.
You really don't want to be honest.
I know you're doing it for the sake of argument, but that's not a good look.
No, I'm really not. No. I'm doing it for the sake of hopefully somebody who don't mind being honest will call in.
I'm being honest.
You're not. You're like half honest. You dip your toe in the honesty and then pull it out real quick. Like,
no, I'm not. Yes, you is. I'm telling you, it's not. I'm me. Like I told you, me personally, like you said, he didn't break any laws. He didn't do anything illegal. It's just the overall look of it.
What about the look of it? What is it about the look of it?
To mainstream America or white America, it just doesn't look right. It's like, look at this.
See, you getting closer to mainstream and white America. It doesn't look right. What about it? What about it doesn't look right to mainstream and white America?
Because he looks like a young, wild N-word. That's what he looks like.
And what makes him? What? Come on.
It looks like these niggas. That's what it looks like. So you can't say these niggas. That's what it looks like.
Dante, what makes it look like that?
Emanuel, you know what makes it look like that.
Please tell me.
A young black man waving a gun, listening to NBA YoungBoy. We know what that looks like to mainstream America. We know what it looks like. We know what it means.
Now here, we know
the image. The same thing that we see on the news about young black men doing X, Y, and Z, and that's what he looks like. And the NBA doesn't want that look in their league.
But Dante, you keep saying, or you have said, it looks like that to white America and to mainstream America. But I think it looked that way to black America too. I think black America.
Well, I think mainstream America. I think black America is looking at it like he has it made. He has it made. Why F it up? You're on. The world is yours at this point. You're 23-year-old. You got a lot of things in front of you. Why mess it up for something that's asinine as this?
And that's a legit question. Look, that's a legit question. That's a legit question. I think it's a classist type of question.
Could be.
I think it might be some self-hatred in black people asking that question. But
well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something that might be interesting. Emanuel, not being funny. A lot of older black people may look at Ja as what he done, like, man, this thing's stupid, but people in his age range probably see nothing wrong with what he's doing. But if you're an older black person and you realize the struggle, you realize, man, you messing it up, you got X, Y, and Z. But 23-year-olds see nothing wrong with him riding around listening to NBA YoungBoy waving a gun.
Wait. Dante,
Millions of young 23-year-old black men, all white men doing, white young boys doing that.
Dante, let me make sure, though, that I understand something. To a lot of people, and this is going to sound crazy, the biggest issue is maybe not the music that he's listening to. And maybe not even the fact that he has a gun, but the fact that he has it in a car. Do you think that's a major issue for some people? Like if the same thing had happened in a different, more controlled environment, people would be okay.
Well, control like what? Because he did it in a club. It was a problem. He did it in his car. But where he wanted to be, in his bedroom, in his home?
I don't know. Y'all tell me. Where is it okay? Where is it okay for a young black man to have a gun?
You can. I don't think. I don't think the point is having a gun. I think it's the behavior and everything else.
But what behavior? What behavior did he do?
I told you the music that he's listening to. We're not going to act like the music that he listens to is not a problem to mainstream white America. It's a problem.
Okay.
And then on top of waving a gun and being a 23-year-old black man, they're looking like this. Told you can't say these niggas. All right. He's a typical X, Y, and Z. That's how it looks to people. But like I said, if you're in his age range, you probably see nothing wrong with him listening to that music waving a gun.
I'm not in his age range. I don't see anything wrong with him listening to the music.
I'm saying young people in his age range probably see nothing wrong with that.
No, I know that, but I'm saying I'm not in his age range, and I don't see anything wrong with it.
I mean, I see something wrong with it. I just don't like the fact that he didn't do anything illegal. He didn't do anything illegal.
So if he didn't do anything illegal, what do you see wrong with it?
It's a long explanation. I just think that he should be, at this point, in the position that he's in. I know he's young or whatever. He's going to make mistakes. But the position that he's in, I think he should make better decisions. If you're going to do that, don't record it. Don't have your friends recording it. Whatever you do in the privacy of your home, I don't think it's fair to record or someone hold it against you. But you should make better decisions with the people you're around and things that you're doing.
All right.
Because at this age, man, and I agree with most people. At this age, at 23 years old, man, you got a lot of things. You got a lot of things in front of you. You talking about changing your family's whole dynamic of wealth and life and everything else. You should be acting a little more. You should conduct yourself better than what you're doing.
Better? Define better. Define better.
What I'm saying is, if that's what you're doing, that should be in the privacy of your home. And I don't knock the young man. As if I wasn't 23-year-old, or a lot of us wasn't 23 years old doing the things that he's doing. We just wasn't being videotaped, and there was no Instagram and Facebook. I'm sure a lot of us has done worse at 23 years old than listen to music waving a gun.
So you think that if it wasn't on video, then nobody would have a problem with it?
Because nobody would know.
Well, you could still know, but so you say it's a combination. So you say it's a combination of the music he was listening to, the fact that he had a gun, and the fact that
he's a 23-year-old black man,
and he's a black man, and it was on video. Those are the issues.
And I just think the people that his employer, it just doesn't look good for the league. And that's what I think the problem is.
I think I agree with you.
You got young white kids buying his jersey. That's not a good look. But like for instance, did you hear what the guy Wilbon said the other day on halftime of the NBA game? He said he won't let his son wants those John Morant shoes. He said, no, I'm not buying that. You're not buying those shoes. You're not allowed to buy those shoes.
And why? Why wouldn't you be?
Because once again, he thinks that's a bad image on his young child. Mm-hmm. He thinks that image right there it may be impressionable on his young child.
The image of a black man with a gun is a bad image.
I'm not saying it's a bad image.
I'm saying that's what he's saying. Right, that's what he's saying.
How he's raising his family, it is. He said that he's not supporting that.
Okay. All right.
And that's what I mean by it's not a good look. You can't market that.
I think they can. And I think I'll prove that they can in a few minutes.
Like I said, his age range probably don't see anything wrong with it.
All right.
I just think you have a great shot at life. Not saying that he can't turn it around, but and I don't know, man. It's just
Dante, look,
being a black man, man. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't, man. He could be the most perfect guy. He could be the most perfect black man in the world, man. It's going to be somebody that hold him down, man.
All right. Hey, Dante, I appreciate your call.
All right, no problem. Hey, can I just say one more thing?
Sure.
I'm sorry. All right, like for instance, what I was just saying about you could be the most perfect black man in the world, and people will see something wrong with it. Like I was on this blog the other day. They were talking about LeBron James. Sorry, I just had to get this out. So they were saying, he's a sellout and he's this and he's that and this and that. So I went on and I never comment, but I commented. I said, "Are you talking about the same young man that came from the ghetto who built himself up to be a billionaire?"
Hold on. Can I pause you, Dante? Dante, can I pause you for just a second? I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah.
But I just want to be clear here. You're using LeBron James as the example of the most perfect black man in the world. Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
say that. Can I
you
finish?
are.
This is what.
But go ahead.
Listen. This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. You're talking about a guy who married his childhood sweetheart, right? Who raised his kids, who built himself up from nothing to become one of the most, I don't know.
He didn't build himself up from nothing.
However you want to phrase it. But he came from nothing, and look where he's at now.
He didn't come from nothing.
Where did he come from, Emanuel? He was from the worst part of one of the worst cities in Ohio.
Oh, okay, let me ask you this. Define nothing. Because to me, nothing ain't in high school driving a brand new Hummer. That wouldn't be coming from nothing. So define nothing to me.
That was his senior year with the projection that he was going to be a number one pick. Man, listen to the man talk. Whatever days when his mom worked 18, 19-hour days and he didn't eat.
His mama didn't buy him the Hummer?
You said, well, of course not.
He didn't come from nothing. We have a different definition of nothing.
Hey, man, come on, man.
We have a different definition
where the man
of
came
nothing.
from. Look where the man came from. He came from the worst. He came from one of the worst, probably the worst city in Ohio. He wasn't living high on a horse.
We have a different definition of nothing.
There's days that man tell you that he didn't eat.
Dante, I'm not trying to change your opinion that he is the most perfect black man in the world. Man, all right?
You be stretching shit, man.
Dante, you literally use those words.
You one of the most argumentative people I've ever talked to in my life.
How you mad at me for using the words that you use?
Come on, man, be serious, man.
How you mad? You mad at me for using the words that you used?
Let's grow up here. All I'm telling you is
said he was the most perfect black man in the world.
Man, okay. Well, whatever. However you want to say it. Bro.
You said it. I didn't say it. You did.
However you want to say it. My example that I'm giving is the man doesn't have a bad track record.
Why are we talking
that we know of? As the way everything is so public nowadays, he doesn't have a bad track record. He hasn't done anything wrong, but yet people will still call him a sellout of X, Y, and Z. He sent single moms to college. He's good with school. He got kids. He got a 99% graduation class of children from his neighborhood. No matter what a black man does, he's always shitted on.
Okay.
Yo, he took time to put back into his community and everything.
Okay.
And I'm not even a fan of his as far as basketball go. But what he does is extraordinary.
You think he's the most? You think he's the most perfect black man in the world?
I mean, if you want to say that, then,
you said it.
Whatever. Okay,
you said it.
Whatever. Like I just said. The man built a school. He got kids graduating, 99% graduation rate, and sending their moms to college
Dante,
and giving them work and everything else.
With?
Like I said, people will stress. Like I said, you black, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
I don't know who you are.
Because if he wasn't doing that, then people would be saying, well, they don't put back into their neighborhoods. But then when you do, you still criticize.
Dante is arguing with somebody.
That's all I'm saying.
I don't know who he's arguing with.
All right, bro. Have a good day.
All right, Dante. I don't know who he was arguing with. He said, speaking of the most perfect black man in the world, I was on this board. They were talking about LeBron James. And then I say, oh, wait a minute. You are using LeBron James as the example of the most perfect black man in the world? Oh, grow up. You said those words. I didn't put those words in your mouth. I didn't say it. You said it. Don't be mad at me. But again, he was honest. He was honest. The fact of the matter is, Ja Morant is being punished for being too, what's the term? Too urban. Too urban. He's being punished for being too urban. He's not being punished for having the gun. If you believe he's being punished for holding, or using a gun, you're wrong. I can point you to pictures and videos of other NBA players with guns, videos of them using those guns. So it's not that he had a gun, or even that he, used it, that he held it, that he moved it, that he waved it. That's not the issue. Because I can point you to videos of other current NBA players with guns who got in no trouble. So that's not the issue. So for all y'all talking about, well, it's a rule to say you can't have a gun. No. Because I can point you to widely circulated video of a current NBA player with a gun who got in no trouble. So that's not the rule. That's not the thing. It's not the gun. Get off of that. It's not the music, right? It's not the music. We see NBA players listening to hip hop music with all different kinds of lyrics. So that's not the issue. That's not the issue, right? So it's not the gun. It's not the video of him with the gun. And it's not the music. So what is it? So what is it? It's the fact that we, when I say we, I don't mean me. We Americans, and specifically Black Americans, have bought into the idea that if it's a black man with a gun, listening to that music, if it's a black man with a gun, listening to that music, that act that way, especially after we already told his ass, we don't want to see you with no gun, boy. Now we like, he said you shouldn't have no gun. Don't be taking no gun. He gonna get you. And then we buy right into it. They should get him. Don't buy his shoes. Don't buy his jersey. Oh, Lord Jesus, what they gonna do to him? He's one of them bad ones. He's one of them bad ones. He's so stupid. He's just so stupid. They told him not to do it. But what is it? What is it that they told him not to do? And why are we okay with them telling him not to do it, but letting everybody else do it? Why are we okay with that? How is that all right in our minds? Forget their minds. We know they have all of these stereotypes about us. We know that. Forget about their minds. I'm talking about your mind. I'm talking about those of y'all who are sending messages in here talking about how bad he is, how stupid he is, how horrible it was that he was listening to me. Listen to what y'all saying. Like, I'm going to say it, and y'all not going to like the way it sounds. He is stupid for riding in the car with his friend, listening to music, and having a gun. Because that's all y'all got. And having that attitude. Wyatt says, come on, E. Memphis, the city he play in, is the top 10 of homicides in America for young black men. What do that mean? What does that mean? So an NBA player in Memphis is not allowed to have a gun. Well, an NBA player in Sacramento, an NBA player in Cleveland, an NBA player in Miami, they can have a gun. But not Memphis. But not Memphis. Not Memphis. I don't understand. What does that mean? Wyatt, he's irritated. He says it don't mean nothing. Peace. Peace. What does it mean? Look, there's a video of LeBron shooting a gun. There's a video of LeBron James, the most perfect black man in the world, shooting a gun. Why ain't he suspended? Well, he wasn't listening to hip-hop music when his video was taken. He was in the right environment to have a gun and shoot it. It's not the gun. And Ja Morant didn't even shoot his gun. Why wasn't LeBron suspended when the video was released of him shooting a gun? If the NBA got a rule to say NBA players, Section 9, Article 6, that say NBA players are not allowed to shoot guns, why wasn't LeBron suspended when he was on video shooting a gun? See, LeBron don't have that attitude. And that's really what he's in trouble for. He's in trouble for having that attitude. That mentality. That's what he's in trouble for. Y'all don't want to admit it, but it's true. That's what he's in trouble for. For having that I listen to hip hop. I carry guns. I hang with my friends. And I might show my gun. I'm wondering what the take would be when the streets honor his gangster ways. What's gangster about having a gun? LeBron had a gun, Wyatt. Is he a gangster? There's a video of LeBron James shooting a gun. Is he a gangster? Is he a gangster? Well, no, because he wasn't listening to hip hop when he did it. He was around white people when he did it. He was smiling when he did it. The idea that if you got a gun, you a gangster. If you black and you got a gun, you a gangster. Nobody outraged when nobody else have a gun. And look, don't get me wrong. I'm not no fan of Ja Morant. I'm not. I don't like his attitude. I don't like what I perceive to be his mentality. Where was he shooting his gun? Was it in a controlled environment? Yes, he was around white people. Where was Ja Morant shooting his gun? Oh, he didn't. So, and Sean, that's the whole point. Oh, Ja Morant was with his friend and showed his gun. That's negative. LeBron James was around white people shooting a gun. Well, that's okay. You know, it's the environment that he was in that makes all the difference. What make the difference? What make the difference? Where's the video? In what context was he using a gun? Don't worry about where the video is. The context don't matter unless the context actually matters, which is the point that I'm making. That's the point that I'm making. So they telling you, black man, only under certain situations is it okay for you to have a gun. The situations that we approve of, then it's okay. Shoot away. We approve of that situation, black man. Shoot your gun. We approve of those people. Display your weapon. Hold on. He listening to what music? And he in a car? And he didn't shoot it, but he's showing it? Oh no, that's inappropriate. Oh no. We don't approve of that. We don't approve of that. Stop reading my comments. So defensive. I'm not angry asking. But my question is, what difference do it make? What difference do it make? Hold on. Do the NBA have a rule against shooting guns for NBA players? Article 9, Section 6? Or do they not? Because if the rule is, you as an NBA player are not allowed to engage in brandishing or shooting weapons, because brandishing is what a legal term, of showing or shooting weapons. If you do, you will be suspended. I mean, if that's the rule, then that's the rule, right? In what context? What context is okay? What context does the man say is okay? What if right now I don't have my gun down here. What if right now I pulled out my gun and showed it? It's not loaded. I just showed it. Look, gun. And then I put on some music. Hey, I'm a gangster now, right? What if I took that same gun over to a shooting range? Same setup and start shooting. Pow, 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 pow. Oh, well, that's okay. It's different. He's not listening to that hip hop stuff. That wasn't out of Wyatt voice. That was just a voice. That was just a voice. Now I'm being a chaos agent. How? I'm asking a simple question. Somebody call and tell me, please. I need to learn this stuff. See, because here is my thing. I think most things are kind of equal. And our mind makes the difference. Most things are kind of equal. And our mind makes the difference. Person A, person B. Picture them however you want. However you want. Now put a gun in person A's hand. Put a gun in person B's hand. Which one is the bad one? Well, but you didn't give us any context. Don't matter. It don't matter. Neither of them are hurting anyone. Neither of them are threatening anyone. They're just two people with guns taking videos of themselves with guns. And then your mind creates a scenario where person A is a bad guy and person B is a good guy. But they're both essentially doing the exact same thing. Actually, not even the exact same thing. Because one of them's actually shooting it. Ron.
Hey, what's going on, Emmanuel?
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. Hey, Emmanuel. What's the trippy is about this situation is that, and I use the N word quite often. So,
Congratulations.
They have a nigga that they can control. See, now LeBron and me right out there and doing what he do. He done made that money. He oversees all that stuff. He communing with these white folks. Now, I don't have no problem with that. But see, when a dude communing with his people, with who's he's comfortable with, he's comfortable with, everybody has a problem. Now, I will admit, people, they say, okay, people looking up to him, and he's a role model, a role model for your kid. And I'm my son's role model.
All right.
He sees certain images on TV and like certain stars and all this other stuff, but I'm my son's role model. And he'll tell you that I'm his role model. And so we have to stop trying to make excuses for what we want to do. And I had aphasia, so I'm trying to get the right words. We always fit the narrative. Just like now, and I don't want to change the topic of the conversation or bring this in, but I'm just bringing it in for an example. Just like the John Durham situation and the Trump situation. Now, everybody, the basis for what he said, basically, the FBI and the DOJ lied to fit a narrative, and everybody else it will ignore the fact that they lied and say that it don't make no difference. The Republicans they didn't get what they were looking for, but it's not that. It's not that. The DOJ and the FBI lied and manipulated the American people, and it's dangerous. So now that situation with this young boy, they'll go ahead and take the narrative and say, "Oh, it's bad. He was bad. He was wrong. He was stupid." But just like you said, when LeBron was shooting shooting with the white folks, and they didn't have a problem with that, but because this brother listening to his music, the music that he's comfortable with, the music that reflects him, and he rolling around with that's our culture right now. That's our culture right now. That's hip hop culture, and it's unfortunate and it's stupid because they are using guns continuously to kill other brothers. They got ops. They got ops. It's unfortunate that that situation is going on with our young folk the way it is.
It is.
But you said, that question that you asked the other yesterday or earlier today, what the amount of money would it take? And I was like, wait, someone else. Only thing that I seen was someone else, because I don't give a fuck about nobody else. And so, boy, look, I don't. Who I am is who I am. Who I am is who I am, and who he is who he is. When you said it correctly, and that's a slave mentality, and the fact that he makes hundreds of millions of dollars, they thought that was control enough for him to make sure that he could do what he would do, what the NBA told him to do. And he would do what the NBA, he would do how the NBA told him to do it. But now they see that they got a nigga that they can control. So, they tell him to put out a statement and all this other stuff, like he put out a statement the last time. And what did you say? You said, he lied. And of course he did. We all do. They all do that. They put out a statement. It ain't even their statement. It's somebody else's statement that they said that the publicist should put out in order to deal with the situation.
Yeah.
When ain't nobody being real. Ain't nobody you. It's important for. Now I can see your face. So say what you want to say. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to say I hear you. I understand what you're saying. And anything else?
Yeah, I told you. I adopted your saying, and I love it because
That's not my saying.
It's a trip to me.
That's not my saying. That is not my saying.
You said, you ain't say that.
I mean, I may have repeated.
You ain't say you got to bring some ass to get some ass. You ain't say that.
Oh my God. Do you want me to answer?
I'm gonna answer. Listen.
All right. I may have repeated that after I watched a particular movie and thought that it was a funny line that I can't remember his name. The actor that played James on Good Times, he said it in the movie, and it was funny to me, and so I may have said that I heard it, but that is not a frequent line that I use. You got to
well, it's a frequent line that I use now. And just one other thing, and this is important.
All right.
When I used to do dirt, I used to practice. Now,
wait, you said when you used to wait. You said when you used to do what?
Do dirt.
You used to. You say you practiced doing dirt.
Yeah, and let me. I'm gonna show you an example.
Well, hold on, but before you show me the example, do me this favor. Lead with the point that you're trying to make, and then give me the supporting example / evidence or whatever.
Okay. Immigration is a horrible situation, and we've gotten ourselves in a situation that we may have. We've gotten ourselves in a situation that we're going to pay for, and we better be ready.
Okay.
Now,
wait, hold on. Before you go any further, I wasn't talking about immigration.
No, you said it yesterday, and I just want to touch on it briefly.
Okay,
Because
when you say briefly, this got to be like super brief.
okay, I'm gonna touch on it briefly. Like
All
I
right.
said, I used to practice doing dirt,
Okay.
and I would take and shoot out my sunroof to see how long the police response would be, and and whatever.
What?
So now we have over
Wait.
300,000. Huh?
I'm slow. It takes me a minute to process that stuff. And I heard it, but did you say that you used to shoot out your sunroof to see how long it would take the police to respond?
That's practice. Okay. So anyway, so nobody is noticing that we have 300,000 getaways on the border. You have 300,000 getaways. Just let's say 25,000 of them intentionally want to do us harm, because we know that we have enemies that want to do us harm. Anyway, the practice part. In this past winter, there were several different places where the electrical grid was attacked. Nobody is noticing that with that train derailment, there were
Boy, you tying a lot
every
of stuff.
2 weeks, every 2 weeks from that major train derailment in up in Ohio, every 2 weeks there were train derailments, and they stopped talking about it because there were so many. Now that dude that
Hold on. Wait. But the point that you're making is that immigration is bad.
The point that I'm making that is that we have a lot of enemies that have traveled a long way to get us. And they're practicing. They're practicing with the electrical grid, and they're practicing with our transportation. And if they attack our transportation and the electrical grid, they only have to disrupt maybe 15, 20 facilities or 15, 20 rail cars to disrupt everything. And now imagine if it's not 15 or 20. Imagine if it's 300. And
all right.
It's now
Ron.
Imagine if it's 300.
Ron.
Okay.
Ron.
That's the only thing I said.
Yes.
I practice. They're practicing. Get ready.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for your call. You watch the wrong places to get your information. You go to the wrong places to get your information. Okay. But I know exactly what he's talking about. I think I was watching and or listening to some of the same stuff he was watching and listening to. And whereas I was listening to it like, yeah, okay. He was listening to it like, oh my God, we didn't die. Come on. Come on, Ron. All right. I didn't actually intend on talking about Ja Morant that long. I just know there's a certain type of person. There's a certain mentality, attitude, swag, if you will, that they want to get rid of. He's kind of playing into it. Y'all want him to stop because y'all value monetary success and other people looking upon you favorably over individuality and whatnot. And the idea that he's a bad role model because he has a gun. Because what you're doing then is you're playing into the whole gun culture thing. And I hate the gun culture debate because Guns are okay for one community. Guns are evil for another community to have. I remember somebody, I don't remember if it was Farrakhan or just somebody from the Nation of Islam. And they were on with, I think it was Bill O'Reilly on Fox News, talking about gun rights. And they were preaching, it should be okay. We should protect the Second Amendment. And Bill O'Reilly was down. Yeah. So every American should have a gun, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then like at the end of the interview, this person, which again, I don't remember exactly who it was, said, yes, in particular, every black man in America should own a gun. And Bill O'Reilly was like, well, I don't know if we should go that far. And that's where the interview ended. And we suffer from some of that. We suffer from that too. Everybody in America should have a gun. You're right. Everybody in America, it's all right to have a gun. You're right. Everybody in America, arm yourself. You're right. Every black man in America, go get a gun. Whoa. Not them. When you said every American, I thought I wasn't thinking them. I don't know about that. And I watched that thinking, wow, that's crazy. And then I listened to us. Everybody should be allowed to have a gun, right? By having guns, you're a role model. You shouldn't have a gun. Well, under certain circumstances, in a certain environment, it's okay to have a gun. If you're with the right people, it's okay to have a gun. If you at the gun range, guns is okay. If you in the hood, guns are evil. Who are you saying should be okay to have a gun if that's your mentality? Who are you saying should be able to have a gun? So there's that. I am not against Ja Morant having a gun. He didn't shoot it. He didn't threaten anybody. If he was threatening people, I would say that's bad. If he was shooting it, where people could get hit by straight bullets, I would say that's bad. But just showing a gun, it's not bad. It's not bad. I know I didn't win anybody over. I kind of wasn't trying to. But I want y'all to begin to look at it a certain way. A certain way. I could show you a picture of Ja Morant with a gun. No matter the context, you would say it was bad. You would say it was bad. But let me show y'all a black man with a gun in a good context, because he is the best, greatest black man in the world. Right, Dante? Greatest black man in the world. That's okay for him to shoot his gun. That's different. It's different. It's not the same. It's a different kind of gun. Can cause more damage to somebody. He's actually shooting it, but it's white people around. So controlled environment. It's different, Emanuel. It's different. That's a good black man with a gun. Ja Morant is a bad black man with a gun. Two videos, two black men, both in the NBA, both with guns. One actually shooting it, the other's not. What's the difference? Well, look, LeBron wasn't listening to no hip hop, and LeBron was around white people. And He is the best black man in the world. So that make it okay. It's not about the gun. It's not about the NBA got a rule about not NBA players not being able to have or shoot or use or show guns on video. It's not about that. It's not about that. Stop saying it's about that. It's not about that. It's about everything else. He wasn't around an acceptable crowd of people to have his gun. He didn't show his gun in the right way. He wasn't listening to the right music. He doesn't have the right attitude. That's what it's about. And look, again, I'm no fan of Ja Morant's persona. But I'm also not stupid enough to believe this was all about what Ja Morant had a gun. Now somebody else pointed out, and go back to Allen Iverson. You can go back to Allen Iverson. He had them braids. He had them braids. He had them tattoos. Remember when that was a huge deal? Remember when that was a huge deal? He had braids and tattoos. He don't fit the mold of what the face of the NBA should be. Remember that? That's this. That is this. It's the same thing right now. It's not about the gun. It is not about the gun. It is not about the gun. It's about everything else surrounding the gun. Now, look, you can still look at it and say, but all that money, he's stupid. You know, I'm not trying to take that from you. You can feel that way. Not trying to take that from you. If it was me and they told me, like, look, Emanuel, you know what I'm saying? You can do this thing that you're really good at and that you love, and we'll pay you hundreds of millions of dollars. All you got to do is conform, be the type of person that we want you to be, and we will make you the face of the NBA. Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what I would do. But I'm not stupid enough to believe it's about the gun. It's not about the gun. With Allen Iverson, it wasn't about that fight at the bowling alley. It's about you look and act a certain way, and we don't like it. Our audience doesn't like it. And if we got to kind of beat you into submission, yeah, that's what we'll do. But it's not about the gun. Stop acting like it's about the gun. Stop talking about the gun. They don't have a problem with guns. The NBA does not have a problem with guns. Stop saying it's about the gun. Be like Dante. I mean, you can be like Dante all over. It's not about the gun. It's about the music. It's about these white people and the way that they view us and the way that we begin to view ourselves. And we look at this black man listening to this music with his friends in his car, and we say, that's a thug. And none of us, the white people, the mainstream, the good black people, none of us want to be associated with that. Be more like LeBron. He's the best black man in America, in the world. He do what they say do. He grin, he laugh. You don't see him run around with, well, you do, but it's different. It's different. When you see him with guns, there's white people around him. So that makes it good. I actually did hear people saying that. You don't see LeBron running around taking videos with guns. Yeah, you do. Well, it's different. Because they hadn't seen the video. Show them this video, they'll stop talking about, you don't see LeBron running around here taking videos with guns. Ben, who won't call in, says, that's nowhere near the same situation. Of course it's not. He's with white people. And he's actually shooting his gun. Ja Morant just showed a gun while listening to music. That's bad. I know, that's bad. I didn't say it. I heard somebody say it. I can't even remember who said LeBron was the most perfect black man in the world. Who said? I heard somebody say it. I heard somebody say it today. But that ain't my saying. That ain't my saying. All right, y'all. I had to get out of here. If that gun had accidentally went off, would you have the same take? If Martians came down and showed that they was real, would you have the same take? Stupid. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. If this, if that. If this, if that. Let me ask you this. If LeBron James's gun had accidentally swung around and killed all them white people that was standing around him, would you have the same take about him? Shahara, who doesn't listen well, says, honestly, nobody said that today. Wrong. Wrong. You just love being dramatic and blowing up things people say to the things you want to argue against. Yeah, you're wrong. Someone did say it. Someone did say it. You can go back and listen. I think you can go back and listen from the beginning. So listen when the call come on and you'll hear it being said. Not by me. Go back and listen. The most perfect black man in the world. Woo, boy. Hold on. I heard him when he said it. I know for a fact he didn't say that. How did you hear him say it, but know for a fact that he didn't say it? Listen to what you said. I heard him when he said it. And I know for a fact that he didn't say it. What, Ron? I mean, what? What? What did you hear him say? Shar, what did you hear him say? If you know for a fact that he didn't say it, what did you hear him say? I heard him say it, and I know for a fact that he didn't say it. What did you hear him say? You could be the most perfect black man in the world, and they still gonna have something to say about you. As a matter of fact, I was on the thing, they were talking about LeBron James. He's the most perfect black man in the world. Y'all don't like me just cuz. Just cause. If it's wrong to have a gun and you're an NBA player, it's wrong to have a gun. If it's wrong to have a video of yourself with a gun because you're an NBA player, it's wrong to have a video of yourself with a gun because you're an NBA player. That don't change because white people is around you and a black person is around you. What is it? Article 9, Section 6, subsection C, unless you're around white people. Is that what it is? Is that the little clause at the end? No NBA player shall possess a gun or fire said gun unless it's white people around, and then it's okay. What kind of rule would that be? We against guns. We against NBA players with guns. It gives a bad message to our young people. LeBron James had a gun. Well, that's different. He was around white people. You're stupid to have a gun in NBA and be showing your gun and taking video. If you got a gun, just had a gun, but don't take no video of yourself with the gun. There's a video of LeBron with a gun. Well, but that's different. He was around white people. So construct your arguments different. Do a different thing with your arguments. Somehow include white people in there. Well, it's wrong to have a gun in a car. Oh, that's it. It's the car. Okay. It's wrong to have it on Instagram. Oh, that's it. It's the Instagram. That was the problem. It's the Instagram. That's it. That's the issue. All right. I got to get out of here. Now my arguments don't make sense. My arguments don't make sense. Because I showed you a video of LeBron James shooting a gun. My arguments don't make sense. Remember, the overwhelming majority of the show, it was so wrong for a black man that's a role model to be out there with a gun. On video? In the NBA? We had cited rules and collective bargaining agreements and everything. It was just so wrong. It was just so wrong. Did he break a law? No, but it's wrong. Was anybody in danger? No, but it's wrong. What about the kids? What about the kids? You always making songs for the niggas and the bitches. What about the kids? Oh, LeBron had one. Well, see, what had happened was all that other stuff I was saying. Oh, here's Jack. Because here's the argument that they go to. One was reckless. One was reckless. What did he do that was reckless? He didn't fire that gun. Holding a gun is reckless. If he was shooting it up in the air, like, Ron D or something, then maybe you could say something. I'm just shooting out the sunroof to see how long the police take to respond. That's reckless. He just held it. It's not reckless to hold a gun. Oh, it's reckless if you're in a car with your friend listening to hip hop and Young and Black. That's reckless. They were both controlled environments. They were both controlled environments. Yeah, the show is over, Black Lion. I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm the enemy. I'm the enemy. Because I recognize what's happening. I'm the enemy. Oh, wait a minute. Here is the difference. Here is the difference. LeBron James' firearm was on a mount. Because you know you can't accidentally shoot somebody if your firearm is on a mount. It's impossible. Right, Dante? No, that wasn't Dante. Right, Fame? Okay, I'm sorry. Go check out Wyatt. He's on now. He's on now. Go check out Wyatt. It's been the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel. It's the gun. Well, it's not the gun. It wasn't on a mount. Oh, see, that solves everything. Can you imagine if Ja Morant had had a gun on a mount in a car listening to hip hop? What would be said? Hold on. Can you imagine what would happen right now? I'm leaving, Wyatt, and I will say I'm gonna come and check you out, but I gotta run and do some stuff. Beat me up as bad as you want, because I'm confident in my argument. But can you imagine what would happen if tomorrow Ja Morant went to a gun range with his homies, got the same gun we just saw LeBron shooting, put it on a mount, and shot it, did a video of it, did it on IG Live? What y'all think will happen? What y'all think will happen? What would the NBA, white America, and a good portion of y'all black Americans, what would y'all say about it? Yeah, Ja Morant, same situation in a controlled environment with his automatic weapon on a mount, but surrounded by his homies, listening to, what is it, NBA Young Boy or whatever. What would people say? Well, now that's different because, it's a controlled environment. Or would they say, he at it again? Y'all know what people would say. Or at least those of y'all who are willing to be honest. Y'all know what people would say. Oh, wait a minute. Now he admitted to having a problem. That's the difference. It's not the controlled environment. It's not the mount. It's not the people around him. He already admitted to having a problem. That's the difference. What if I show you LeBron James admitting that he has a problem? It would be something else is the difference. It's not about the gun. He don't fit our culture, and he got to fit our culture. And if he don't fit our culture, we got to ostracize him until he do. All right, I really do have to go. My name is Emanuel Livingston. This has been the afternoon experiment. Y'all have a good evening.